Hi there, we are the Two Cooks, Keynote speaker team. I'm Phil Hawthorne.
And I'm Peter Cook.
I'm actually the cook, which is a bit confusing. We're here to talk about branding though. Branding, I think, is really rather important in music.
It's everything in music. I mean, technical competence isn't always the main deal. You can actually have a huge brand and not be a particularly good musician. But if you combine the style and substance, then you probably have everything. I think one example that springs to mind is the example of Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon album cover here. Now notice this, it hasn't even got the title Pink Floyd or Dark Side of the Moon anywhere on the cover. Isn't that a clever trick of branding?
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
So why would you do that? Do people do that in other businesses? But tell us a bit about why they did it.
Well, I think a brand, one definition of a brand is a sort of shorthand to stop people thinking about buying someone else's product. So if you go into a supermarket, you buy the brand to stop you searching the shelves for other people's products. So if you have a powerful brand, it's actually a shorthand that prevents people from buying another product. And I think Pink Floyd felt confident enough to put this in the shop.
Because we are a visual sort of race, are we not?
Indeed. And I think there's another example of the Led Zeppelin album. I think you've even got a story about that.
Awful. I didn't realise Pink Floyd didn't say anything about it on their cover as well. Led Zeppelin 4, if you know the album, it's on the screen now, doesn't say anything about them either. I sent my dad, who worked very near the shop in the middle of Liverpool, to buy Led Zeppelin 4 because I had 1, 2 and 3. He was offered no help at all from the shop staff when he said, because they said the usual bit of, if it's on the shelf, it's there, if it's not on the shelf, we haven't got it, you've all been there. What happened to Dad? He said, they haven't got it, son. I had forgot to tell him that it didn't say the name. If I'd told him the picture, he would have been able to find it straight away. I felt bad.
Poor old Dad.
Yeah. Sad.
So, I mean, in some cases, brands come out of the personality of the person that produced it. And I have another slightly more saucy example here of Madonna's Like a Prayer album, which still smells beautiful to this day, actually. And this is clearly an embodiment of the personality behind the brand, in my humble opinion. Of a nice.
Is it actually Madonna?
I have no idea. One assumes so, doesn't one?
Yeah.
Because
sort of, she's the brand, you make that assumption.
Some jewellery around the belly button and other things which suggest that this might be a very good album, I suppose.
Is that aimed just at men then? Has she targeted men, do you think?
No, it's not sexist. This is art. This is high art, for goodness sake, Phil. What's wrong with you?
Branding is high art.
Yeah,
Come on.
This is a work of art, for goodness sake. But I mean, if you want to talk about sex just because you want to do that, let's talk about Prince. Now, this is nudity. I mean, this is terrible. This is aimed at men and women, I think, if we're going to do this analysis.
Androgynous.
It's an androgynous film. He wants the whole market. He doesn't mind, does he, old Prince? Who he has.
So is branding about talking to your potential customers?
Well, it is, and if we turn away from music for a moment, I mean, the analogy of Pink Floyd without the logo is the Nike example, where you only need the tick these days. One doesn't need to know.
They call it the whoosh or the swoosh,
don't they? Whoosh, yeah. You can tell I don't own any Nike products.
But everyone knows that just from the tick.
So,
Wow.
the art of being clever at branding is to give people this, if they're busy particularly, they don't need to spend any more time thinking about the purchase, they've just got to buy it. So that would be my sort of lesson on branding for the day.
We have more if we get hired.
You can hire us by contacting us at www.thetwocooks.co.uk. Thank you very much. My name's Peter Cook.
And I'm Phil Hawthorne.
And together we are the Two Cooks.